Good morning, guys. Thanks for adjusting. Little bit of a mishap since we are working on some new stuff. So, pretty boring market morning right now. I don't really have a lot going on. I'm going to talk about a couple things, and of course, we're going to talk about your stocks. And I got Amgen, Costco, BJ's, Pepsi. I also want to talk about Viacom and Discovery, but from kind of a value perspective. And let's get at it. All right, guys, what's going on? Before we get started, I just want to take a look at the market real quick. So we're a little bit negative right now. It's kind of been there since last night. We've been negative to this point. So, yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see what's happening. This has been a little bit hectic and crazy. So I'll just talk about this ship first. This is the weirdest story I've ever seen in my life. The Suez Canal has always been this big thing about war and who owns it and trade and this and that. It's pretty funny. And now we have a ship that's stuck. And I read last night there's like animals on it now. And I'm just like, this is the weirdest story I've ever heard. The funniest part is, I mean, there's a lot of oil that comes through the Suez Canal. This morning I checked futures markets. I checked commodities. The only commodity that was positive was the oil market. I mean, it was barely positive, but everything else was red. It was pretty funny. So I guess they freed the ship. I guess some animals are going to be free now. That's great. This is pretty nuts. More than 400 ships have been backed up, causing shipping delays. And this number kind of $9 billion a day. Okay, I understand that's a lot of money. But in the grand scheme of things, we're talking about trade on this level. Is $9 billion a day something that we should really be like freaking out about and mass like grand capacities and stuff? I mean, I get it. It's a lot of money, but good Lord. We're printing $1.9 trillion every freaking month. And we're talking about $9 billion a day that's going to be messed up in trade. I mean, I think 10% of the world's trade comes through there, but I bet the ship bought some puts. Bet you're right. All right. So futures stumbled. This is an interesting story. So this morning I saw Viacom and Discovery have just been blasted. And well, last week, I guess. Discovery was a value play for me a long time back. I really liked the company. I liked the stock. I don't think anything has changed from a like fundamental perspective. Usually I'll get a little bit freaked out if things happen, kind of the landscape of the company changes, but that's not happening. I mean, my value has always been $45 on them. Now that they're into the low 40s again, this is something I'm going to look at after the show from a value perspective, and I am going to try to sell some puts on it. Viacom, I don't know. I have never really looked at Viacom from a, what is it, VIAC? I'm just putting it in my value calculator right now. Oh, wow. I mean, I have Viacom worth like $80 a share mid-range, and it's about a little over 45 now. So we'll see. But they had some of their worst declines in history, and it goes back to this. It's a hedge fund based here in the United States. They sold $30 billion worth of holdings on Friday, and the reason was they were being called on some margin. So basically, they had to pay their debts, and they just went through a massive $30 billion liquidation, and that's what they were major holders in Viacom and Discovery, from my understanding. So that was a big sell-off. I mean, a liquidation from, I think this is something where I look at it as Viacom and Discovery got punished for being held by a company that had to pay their debts. I don't look at it as anything fundamental that changed in the company, in either company. So I could be wrong. I got to dig into this a lot more. I literally just saw this an hour ago, and I was texting Paul saying I have to go and look at this. So that's what I'm going to do after the show. Also, this has nothing to do with the story, but remember, this is a 4-day market week, so because it's Good Friday on obviously Friday. Corporate profits in America. So they are saying, these analysts and whatnot, that we are going to be seeing an explosion in profits up, I believe I read expected to be 23%. Okay, first quarter's earning growth of the S&P 500 is expected to be 23.3%. So you guys continuously see that we do not have jobs on a weekly basis. The jobless claims, granted, yes, it's coming down, but it's still massive. That's fine. Now, we are giving away all this money, and spending is definitely increasing. So I look at that saying, well, if we're giving away all this money, we should be saying that you can't just go and spend it, like on Nike shoes, because Nike footwear saw the highest increase in in increased sales in last Friday or something like that, after everybody started getting their stimulus checks, but whatever, not my problem. So I guess they're going to say earnings are going to go. They're expecting to see 8 out of 11 sectors with year-over-year growth. Obviously, discretionary spending is the highest, and industrials is the lowest, which makes sense if companies are not building anymore, if what have you. So I don't know. Everybody's saying profit boom. There's a lot of people that are not saying that. Of course, everybody's talking about inflation and spending. And Treasury yields. And now, I don't know, maybe taxes, infrastructure bills. So inflation, I think, should have been a topic many years ago. It's just starting to become a topic now. So we'll see what happens with that. But let's keep an eye out. And then, of course, Robinhood is going to be going public at some point, which is great for somebody. So I'm sure this thing will have a $14 trillion valuation, and probably warranted, because they're the best trading platform out there. And they protect their clientele a lot, and they're against big hedge funds, and they never go against the people. And so this should be good. So I think everybody should go out and buy as much as you can of Robinhood. And yep. Obviously, I'm just kidding. If you're new, I'm just kidding. This is something I saw. It was Rocket companies, and I'm only saying this because they're Detroit and they have a heavy big thing in Cleveland. Of course, our basketball arena, stadium, whatever is called Rocket Mortgage something. They came out in August of 2020 at a $1.8 billion valuation, and now it's $36 billion. Oh, this is the best. This is just literally the best. So from here, I want to go, and I talked about this in a video that we did, but this is SPAC Analytics. And SPAC Analytics is the main, it's the gold standard for all these SPACs that are coming out. Guys, look at this number right here. This is the year 2021. Today is March 29th. We are not even through the first quarter of 2021, and there have been 296 IPOs through I'm less than 90 days. Guys, this is insane. In 2020, there were 204. I mean, look, and okay, so there's been 296 IPOs this year, that SPAC IPOs, 377 total. Guys, this is not going to end well. It might take years. It might take 2 years, 3 years. This is absurd. You are getting, what these SPACs do is they go out and they raise money, and then they go and buy a private company, and then they use that private company they use those funds to get the company public. So it's not like your traditional IPO. And of course, they use the likeness of celebrities, Serena Williams, Shaq, A-Rod. A-Rod is going to be he's a part of that hims and hers hair thing. He is going to be a part of 31 IPOs. This is crazy. If you do not see this, there is something wrong with you. This is nuts. I'm not saying don't buy them. Well, yes, I am. You should not buy them. But if you are going to buy them, be careful. This is not going to end well. You can look like a genius in the short term. That's great. But when you get burned, you better accept responsibility for getting burned. And I'm sure the people that are watching this show, I'm not talking to you. I'm just talking to the general public that's probably not watching this show. All right, let's look at the Treasury yields. The 3-month yield is ripping up. We are at 0.02 instead of 0.01, which is just, man, you want to talk about a good return on your investment. You basically doubled overnight. That's great. The 10-year is, I mean, it's sitting the same. That whole inflation thing was a little bit goofy. All that turbulence in the markets, but yeah, that's that. All right, let's check markets one more time, and then we'll get into whatever you guys want to get into. S&P's down 0.5%, Dow's down 0.5%, Nasdaq's down 0.5%. I have a feeling this is going to be a pretty boring week going into Easter. You have to remember that the guys that drive markets, the guys with the big money, the hedge funds and everything, they're going to probably leave on Wednesday or early Thursday morning on their PJs, go into their houses all over the world. So just be careful on Thursday. Be careful on Wednesday afternoon. Markets slow down going into holidays. So, yeah, and of course, there's no market on Friday. So I want to look into... what do I want to look at first? I want to look at the stocks that I'm looking at this week. And I'm going to pull it up this way. Let's see here. First, I want to look at Amgen. Let's see what we got this morning. Okay. I like what Amgen's doing. It's coming through the sweet spot very nicely right here. I love that. I would really like to get, so this volume that we saw last week, or I don't know, 10 days ago, whatever, how we had consistent green volume almost at this moving average every single day. That's what I want to see happening. That's what perpetuated this stock to get up through the sweet spot. What I want to see on this is just, if I can do something like that today, I'm happy. Even if I can do something like a green candlestick like this, I'm happy. I will buy Amgen today. So let's see what Amgen does. Next is Costco. Costco's doing the same thing, coming up through the sweet spot nicely. I like the volume we're getting. This is picture perfect. If I can get today to go like that, I will go ahead and buy Costco today. Just be aware that you're coming into $360, and that's your 100-day moving average. So, Oh, yo, I love A-Rod. I think that A-Rod is great. He was a hell of a baseball player. I think he's a great, I don't know if he's a great business person. He's very good at using his likeness, whatever you call it. I also believe that steroids should be illegal in all sports. So whatever A-Rod did, I couldn't care less. I think that it was great, and he's good, and he's the man. All right. So here we're coming up through the sweet spot on BJ's Wholesale. I talked about this over the weekend. If I can get an engulfing candlestick like that, I will be very happy, and I will buy BJ's. Man, I'm going to be spending a lot of money today if everything works out the way it's supposed to. Pepsi, my buddy Cesar, or Gianni. Actually, is it Cesar or Gianni? I don't know. Coming up through the sweet spot very nicely. I like that we're over all of our major moving averages. Pretty decent volume for the last couple days. If I can get an engulfment like that, same thing. I'm going to be buying Pepsi. So this is crazy. I usually don't buy many stocks at one time. But this is, it's looking pretty good. So make sure you put it in your Mo's muscles. Oh, trust me. There's a lot of my minions that are out there that will not let me forget to put that in Mo's muscles. Okay. I know that Cash, what did you want to talk about this morning? You told me to look at something on a 15-minute chart that you were curious about. So I want to see Bogdan do a video on shorting and his portfolio progress. Hey, Bogdan, if you want to make a video and post it, or send it to me and I'll post it for you, because I think I have a more powerful boost in Discord. I'd be happy to do that. Bogdan, he's the best consistent short seller that I know and have seen in a very long time. He really knows how to make gains on it. So, yeah, Bogdan, you're the man. All right. When you say buying today, as of what time is the candle you want to see? So, Sandro, I want to see, let me zoom in here a little bit. It doesn't have to do with the time. It could be at 3:59 p.m. It could be and that's Eastern time. All I want to see is, I'll use blue. Pretend this blue is green. I just want to see a green candlestick doing that. As long as it takes out Friday's candle with a big green engulfing candlestick, I will buy it. It doesn't matter what time. All right. Can we talk about whether stochastics can tell us whether stocks are bottoming out for long value plays in mass sell-off scenario, perhaps looking at using a 15-minute chart? I guess I'll pull up Viacom for you just to see what we got. So I can't really say that this is going to bottom out on Viacom. Let me just put my more detailed chart in focus. So I can't really say that this is going to bottom out anywhere, but you can see that on Friday, even with this massive sell-off, and I think it was like 27%, or maybe it was 27% over this time period. No, it was 27% on Friday. So you see that it dropped, obviously. It went through the 100-day moving average, and it continued and almost touched this 200-day moving average, which is this white line down here, all right? As soon as it got down to that white line, you saw that it snapped back up, and the day almost closed at the 100-day moving average. So when I tell you guys about these moving averages and how powerful they are, your 100 and your 200 are most important. And I think I said this in the Patreon-only live stream that I did on Friday morning, which we had a lot of attendance. We did a great job. Everybody asked phenomenal questions, and I thought it was very helpful. I think we got 12 signups or 12 upgrades from that alone. So that's great. People are taking an interest in this, noticing that they can make money. There's a lot of people in here that make money. Guys, tickle the like button. I'm sure he's in his bathtub right now. And he would like if you would tickle the like button for him. I would say fondle, but if he's in a bathtub, it might be a little bit inappropriate to say fondle the like button while he's taking a bath. But I would never say that. So, Cash, I guess that's my best answer. Just pay attention to moving averages. I can't really tell. Now let's zoom out. Let's zoom out a little bit further to a year and see if we can see some kind of support. So we can see, this is a year view, that right around this price, whatever this is, 32 bucks, there was, you could see that the stock price just kind of stayed right at that level, 32, 28 to 32, somewhere in there. And it just consolidated. So that's going to be another spot where, yeah, Seth is in the bath. So fondle his like button. So that's going to be another spot where you're going to be able to, it's just kind of, it's going to pause there a little bit. It might not drop through. So you can't really tell. It can give you indications. Of course, these things just predict probability. These are remember, these are giving us the highest likelihood to make money. It's not a certainty. It just gives us a little bit of foreshadowing of what can happen. So, all right. Hi, good. Is the blockage in the Suez Canal going to crash the market? Clearly not. And they already unblocked it, I guess, from what I'm reading. I personally don't. I really did think, and I think I said this over the weekend in the chat, I did think that this was going to be the next big story of the market that was going to move markets in one direction or another. I thought this was perfect. It was a sexy story. Suez Canal has been a hot topic for years, but hey, it didn't do anything. So what do I know? Can someone tell me if there's a schedule for Mo's lives? I go live every Monday and Thursday morning at 9 Eastern. Paul, Seth, and I go live at 1 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Wouldn't watching a stock that dropped huge be a good one to watch for a quick rebound? So not necessarily, because if it could be for a rebound, but I wouldn't say a quick rebound. So yeah. God, Noah, what is it with you and DGX? Obsessed. Noah's one of my Bid and Ask Nation minions. This guy loves this stock. This is becoming worse than Zach and his love for elevate. That's it. So, all right, let me go to a long-term chart and check this one out for you. So this is Quest Diagnostics. Let's get what we need. Okay, it's coming through the sweet spot perfectly. I like it. I think Noah's been moving up. This bid and ask difference is insane at $4, so you need that, settle that down. But if you can get a green engulfing candlestick up like that, taking out Friday's high, boom, go ahead and add to it. All right, let's see. Do you want to look at Pepsi for all the not? Yeah, so we looked at Pepsi earlier. Nick, I think you need to start drinking coffee instead of water because I think you missed it. Yeesh. All right, so let me zoom out here because I just want to take a look. I want to make sure we're not in a 50% rule and we're looking good. So let's zoom in. I like that we're coming up through the sweet spot. Yes, I mentioned BJ's, Colin. Coming up through the sweet spot. What I want today is just a green candlestick like that. If I can get something like this today, taking out Friday's high, I'm buying. And I think that we will probably face some resistance around here. This maybe 149 area, but I'm not worried about it. So Zach does love BP. Nice. Guys, tickle the like button. Seth always wants to be tickled, especially because he's bathing right now. Where is Zach? Yeah, I know. Good point. Where is Zach? All right. PJ's Monday. Yeah. Let's see here. Mo, MAS came on the 8 pillars. You want to look at it from that perspective. Okay, let's see. What was it? MO? Oh, it's Altria. All right. Since you want to look at it from a 1 to 5 day perspective, let's look at it on the more detailed chart. Because remember, this is my swing trading chart. Let's see. Where's my marker? Okay. So I really love, man, this volume is perfect. I love our volume. I love that we're over all 4 major moving averages. And we had a great day on Friday. So this is great. We had a nice snapback. This right here, this pullback last week was all it was a snapback. The stock price pulls back on you, forms a nice W formation, and pushes forward. So today, let me zoom in a little bit more for you, Kevin. If we can get a green engulfing candlestick like this to take out Friday's high, you're good. Just make sure you're taking profits going into 53.65. That's this orange line right here. As soon as you go through that, go ahead and add more shares to it. So that is, that's Altria. Good job. When you say engulfing candlestick, are you talking about it on the 15-minute chart? I'm talking about on all charts. So if you go to the Trading 101 series, engulfing candlesticks are engulfing candlesticks. They're always buy signals. Whether you're on a detailed chart, day chart like this, or you're on a long-term chart like this, or you're on the 15-minute chart over here. Anything is a good engulfing candlestick. So these, all of these right here are engulfing candlesticks. Will you buy BJs? Yes, I will if I get a good buy signal, which is a green engulfing candlestick, and I think that that will happen today or tomorrow. And yeah, Llewellyn, can you hold what long term? Skills. Oh wait, you don't want it here. You want it here. SKLZ. Is that the company that does SKLZ? Is that the company that sells the sporting equipment? Because they make pretty good stuff. They used to have a sponsorship contract with Derek Jeter when he was playing for the Yankees. Oh, snapped. They just went public. Okay. So whoever asked this question about skills, I do not trade IPOs. Unless I'm doing it on a 15-minute chart, I do not trade IPOs. Yeah. So, and the reason is when you zoom out, like, okay, I'm zoomed. This is as much chart as I have because the company went public. Man, I don't know what is going on with these frickin' charts. All right, we're going over here. The company went public right here. So this is all I have. And I look at a chart. It's like a story. So the whole thing gives me a story of. It's basically a book. Right now, I don't even have the preface of the book. So it's not enough information for me to say anything. I have a 50-day moving average here and a 25-day here. That's it. So I don't trade IPOs unless I'm doing it from a short-term day trading perspective. All right, where was EW? Okay. Edward Lifesciences. All right, let me zoom out, check her out. Okay, so if you like this, you cannot put anything more on this than a tracker share. And that doesn't mean every single person in here right now goes and puts a tracker share on. This means that the guy who asked this question goes and puts a tracker share. So what you need is, you cannot buy it right now. You need to get this red line moving up and turning in and breaking through this sweet spot, letting the yellow line, letting the yellow line follow like that. And then with that situation right there, you can go ahead, get green candlesticks like that and go ahead and buy it. So that's what you're going to have to wait for. Right now, tracker share city. Charge point. I think that you should go ahead and look at the video. Seth can answer this better. I think we just put out a video on ChargePoint, or one's coming out today or something. But how much time do I have left? 4 minutes? All right. Do I have any more stocks left? And then I'll talk about this ChargePoint. All right. I'm going to do Walmart, and then I'm going to talk about ChargePoint. And then I'm going to stop. Oh, all right. I like whoever said Walmart. Very good. Let's go 1 year. Okay, I'm liking Walmart. We have our first day green, and this is why I use these charts. Man, I don't know why these things, except for this glitch, these charts are great. All right, forget it. So I like that we're moving up. We're coming through our sweet spot a little bit. All we need are some engulfing candlesticks. Now, just be careful. This stock has been beaten down. Our 25-day moving average, we got through it. We're going into the 100 and the 50 right here, this red and yellow. And then, 200 and the 50 with this red and yellow. My God. 200 and the 50 with this white and yellow. Then we're coming through the 100 up here, which is this turquoise line. So we need to get through that. And then you should be good. But you can begin adding to this. Just know that you will face a lot of resistance at this 138 area and a little bit over 142, maybe 142.50. So guys, hit the like button for me, and that would be wonderful. this is a great turnout this morning, and you guys have asked some great questions. Do I only trade American stocks? Yes, I do. And for no other reason that there's 10,000 stocks in the U.S., so I just don't venture out of them. There's no other reason than that. If they made it easier for me to trade European stocks, as far as how my charts work and the data was kind of the same always, I would go ahead and do it, but I just can't. Okay, going to this charge point thing and the current administration and EVs and such. So I don't know if I made this point on the show that we did with Seth when we did that, but I know I made it to you beforehand, and you were like, yeah, that's a really good point. So I just go back to this workhorse story and Oshkosh and everything that happened. The point, let's say the workhorse and Oshkosh and everything, let's say it worked out. Let's say the deal happened, we're good, everything worked out. The point of the government's contract with them for the United States Postal Service for those workhorse vehicles was to convert 10% of the 650,000 mail trucks or whatever in the United States by 2033. So over a 12-year period, the government, who is supposed to be leading the charge on EVs being on the road and being the main car for people on the road, it was only planning on converting 10% over a 12-year period to EVs. So I just look at that saying, thanks, Seth. Yeah, so ChargePoint is coming out this week on one of our videos on YouTube. But I just look at that and I say, gosh, I don't know how government is leading this charge because they're giving away the incentives, the tax credits and everything, and that's perfectly fine. But if they're only going to go for and convert 10% of their vehicles over a 12-year period, then how do they expect consumer companies like Rivian and Tesla and all of them and people to go out and buy them? Another problem is the charging infrastructure. Tesla's done a great job of making that infrastructure. That's why they dominate the game. They have great charging stations around. Now, I know that there are other charging places where you can go, but that's my take on that. So market's open. Why don't we see what it's doing before I sign off? Down a little bit. Sure, we'll be back later today because stocks only go up. Does anybody know how to set the 10%? I'm sure you just go into stochastics and change it to 10 and 3. So, all right, guys. Well, this was a great session. Hit the like button before you take off, and I will see you guys on. I'll see you on Thursday morning. I think we're going to have a little bit of a different schedule this week as far as the live streams go. I'm not really sure. I think Seth can speak more to that. And yeah, that's all. So if you guys are not in the Bid and Ask Nation, join it right now. You're going to get all of this exclusive Patreon only material. You'll get my live stream from Saturday or Friday. You'll get my shorting live stream from way back. Yeah, you get a lot of stuff. And of course, you get access to me. And what's more valuable than access to me? Because I am pretty dope. Yep, that's it. All right. I'll see you guys later. You guys have a great day. And this was fun. And you know what? I'm thinking, so when I move, I'm moving in probably June or July. I think I'm going to start doing these live. Want to do a trading live stream Wednesday at noon. Give me 1 second, Seth, and I'll tell you yes or no. Yes, let's do it. So Wednesday at noon this week, Seth and I are going to do a trading only live stream at obviously noon. And yeah, that's great. Good idea, Seth. Let's do that. So Wednesday, March 31st, 12 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to do a trading only live stream. It'll be me and Seth, and we'll teach you guys even more. So you guys have a great day, and let's go make some money. Peace out.